You could rub me down in Crisco and bathe me in a bath of Epsom salt.
And he will disturb people.
And I will never be as hot as a woman.
Andrew Wilson. He's not a Wilson brother, as you might think, but he's the older brother of Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson from all the movies that you've all have seen. We're reacting today to him from the Whatever podcast, talking about, is equality a thing between men and women, or is there not equality? I don't know.
I mean, should we adopt him?
Should he be the third Wilson brother?
Guys, let us know in the comments. Should he be the third Wilson brother?
Well, we already have an older brother, so he'd have to be the fourth Wilson brother.
Correct. He would have to be fourth.
He would have to be fourth.
He would have to be fourth.
All right, we're going to get into this because this is going to get dicey, testy, probably heated, but we'll find out.
Okay, so you're a feminist.
Answer the question.
I feel like it's quite a harsh term, but yes.
Is it?
Oh, I feel like when you say you're a feminist, like, people really think you're gonna... Well, I'm just yeah, I'm a feminist. Just, yeah.
Which wave? Wait, let's get... I think we need...
I'm definitely not new wave.
Okay.
Why?
All right.
Because I feel like everything, like, well, it's like the same with anything. There's always a minute group that go too radical and make everything look like crazy. And that's why sometimes I actually don't like saying I'm a feminist, because you get, as in the whole thing we've done today is discuss about how, like, we put people in boxes and judge them. And like, I want women and men to be equal and, like, to live in society. Why? Because...
Remember, this is a philosophical argument. Why?
Okay, Mr. Wilson.
Well, because at the end of the day, like, everyone deserves to be equal, no matter who they are.
That's not an argument. That's an opinion.
That is my opinion.
Yo, who is this guy?
I love... It would have to be another Wilson that would be smart.
Yeah, he's like, being disagreeable on purpose. He's trying to rile them up. I mean, I give him kudos for it. Can you imagine at the dinner table, him and all the other Wilson brothers, the Luke and the Owens? Owen Wilson's like, oh, it's okay. We have a good time.
He definitely seems like the most aggressive of
He
the
does,
three.
yeah, he does. Yeah,
but I can respect that this girl said that she's not this new wave.
Yeah.
Because she's understanding that the new wave of feminist is we're going to push men down to elevate ourselves.
But that's our
instead of traditional.
But that's our definition. We don't know what hers is yet.
No, but I'm saying I'm glad she said she's not new wave.
Okay, I mean,
because she understands that what new wave is essentially man hating.
All right, let's see what wave she surfs.
My opinion.
So why?
Why? Because we're all human beings.
That's an opinion
Homo
again,
sapiens.
not an argument.
Are we not? Are we not human beings?
But you're saying the reason why is because we're human beings. What does that have to do with anything?
Because we're the same species and we should be treated as the same.
Again, it's an assertion. Now you're saying should, ought. So because we're humans,
yeah, that's
we ought
a philosophical argument.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a philosophical argument, it would be a theory of science.
That's an invalid argument.
Pause.
It's invalid.
Can you imagine?
This guy is so antagonistic.
Can you imagine them on a first date trying to have a civil conversation? They're talking about feminists, different waves, and he's being really antagonistic. She doesn't know how to respond. She's trying to figure it out. Let's see how she responds, ladies and gentlemen.
This is great.
No, if it's factually true and completely true, it would be a scientific theory.
It's not factually true when you throw in an ought. What makes it factually
Brian,
true?
popcorn.
Because we're not in.
He's eating popcorn.
Brian's like,
I would do that 100% if I was on this podcast and I was hosting it.
someday we'll be on the Whatever podcast and
Yeah.
I'm bringing
I mean,
popcorn.
do you wanna go on?
Because someday.
I get connects.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
We are the Wilson brothers, but we're not the Wilson brothers yet. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We ought, because if we were equal, I could say men and women are equal and everything is great.
Right, so
Woohoo!
why ought we be?
Why ought we
ought
be?
we
Because
be?
why on earth should you be better than us?
What? That's a question, not an argument.
I'm responding with a question.
Yeah, but
So
I'm
was
looking for
your-
the
Yeah,
original argument before you
There's
give
no
me the
depth
question
to
for why
this
we should be
conversation.
equal.
Because we should be.
Oh, well, that's quite the argument. Why is the sun there? Because it is.
Yes, that's a fact.
There's no depth.
What's happening?
There's no depth. I don't really have anything to say. I just want I want to get to the meat
The
of this.
title of this video is Andrew Wilson School's OF Girl on Equality.
Oh, so she's an OnlyFans model.
So apparently,
Okay.
again, we don't know much more information that has been shown to us.
Okay.
But then in parentheses, it says the draft. So I'm assuming he's going to bring up the fact that men can get drafted and women
Military?
can't. Yes.
Okay.
Facts.
It's a theory.
He's having so much fun.
But why shouldn't we be equal?
Well, that's a question.
So why should that be a philosophical argument and to make us equal?
Okay, so should. That's ought, right? Ought we be equal?
Oh, I hate Kant.
That's not Kant.
That is Kant, should have ought.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's just an ought claim. Nothing to do with Kant.
It is, he made it.
He made what?
The ought claim.
Kant made up oughts?
No, he didn't make up oughts.
Okay,
but
then why ought we be equal? It has nothing to do with Kantian ethics.
It has a bit to do with Kantian ethics.
What?
Yes.
What?
But I can't, like, for me to come up with this philosophical argument about why we should be equal right now, I'd bloody need to read about it.
Do you think that men and
Wait, hang on. This is a core belief you have. We should be equal. Why ought we be equal?
Because we're human. I don't really understand. You can laugh at me all you want.
So should I be a construction worker if I put on a construction worker outfit?
But what, your analogy is so...
Why is that girl eating popcorn with her?
You can't answer a basic
her tongue.
ought. Like, what do you mean by
Because you couldn't respond to my why shouldn't we be equal? So therefore it's the same thing. What would you respond?
Asking.
Why'd you have to point that out to me?
Because this conversation
She's like-
is so stupid. I'm trying to concentrate, David.
They are having
I'm trying to concentrate.
They are having an argument between shoulda, or what it was, and ought.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda?
Could, should, ought. I just want to get to the meat of the bones.
It's like if Jordan Peterson took acid for 2
No.
hours.
This is like...
That's what this conversation is. If Jordan Peterson took acid for 2 hours...
He's like a combination of Owen Wilson and Clint Eastwood. Like...
Is that what
the
the gray beard is?
Yeah, and then just like super serious and sarcastic.
Yeah.
But also just...
Are you guys as bored as we are?
Hopefully we're some level of enlightenment for this. I don't know what's happening.
Asking me the question why shouldn't X happen? That's fine. But before we do, can you respond to the actual ought question that you made, which is men and women should be equal. Okay, great. Why?
Okay.
Why? I don't fucking... Sorry, I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I knew why we weren't equal and why people... Because at the end of the day, I just think... I'm sorry that I don't have a reason why I think women should be treated the same as men.
I have one question on that, but then I'm going to move it on.
That doesn't seem insane to you? That you don't have a single reason you can give for why you think men and women should be equal? Not one?
What? I don't know why it isn't insane that I just think
Can you tilt your mic down?
Sorry. Jesus. I don't...
Dude, that's a bit
She's
too far.
Oh my God, I'm doing so well. Okay. I don't know why it's insane for me to just think that just because our genders are different that we're not treated the same.
No, but he's asking why.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I knew why we weren't treated the same. I wish I knew why the...
Are we not?
We are not. I wish we were.
Wait, question. Do you think... So you're...
So you wish women got drafted?
I was about to...
There
Do
it
I
is.
wish women got drafted?
Yeah,
You want to treat them the same, right?
Well, if a woman is... I feel like if a woman wants to go into the army, she should
No,
be
that's not what I
different.
asked.
That's
I
different.
asked about a draft.
Forced military conscription.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm going to make everybody equal. She's got to go.
Just gotta-
I've got to go.
But currently... so...
Off we go.
So I don't know where they're going to go with this, but at least she was honest about it.
Yeah, I mean, she's not coming across as pretentious.
No, because we've heard a lot of women on these kind of podcasts that will just say they want to be equal in the ways that benefit them, but when it comes to the hard things, they decide not to be.
Yeah.
At least he was like, so should women be drafted? And
Do you think women should be drafted?
No. If my wife got drafted to the army,
Yeah.
I would be so mad.
Yeah.
You don't even know what I would do.
What would you do?
You don't want to know.
I want to know.
You don't want to know.
The audience wants to know.
I would go and find some buildings, and I'm not going to go further than that. There would be some kind of huge damage done to property.
Given the history of our country, that probably wasn't the best answer.
Not the big ones. For anybody out there watching, do not take what I did as some kind of threat.
Was not the
I
big
love
ones.
my country.
He did not with the big
love
ones.
My country, but you will not take my wife from me.
Okay,
and
let
force her to go to the army.
me break this down in a very easy way. Men and women are equal in value. They are not equal in role. men are masculine, women are feminine. They have different things to bring to the table. When they're coming to talking about the why question surrounding that is what women can bring that men can't, or what men can bring that women can't. He's conflating both on purpose to try to stump her, which I get why he's doing that.
Being an absolute piece of crap.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it on purpose because he made her super uncomfortable from the start of the argument, which I don't think is fair.
Could you imagine? We all had a teacher like him in college.
No, he was the guy in college that always said, like, no matter how big of a grade you got or how hard you worked, you always had a C-.
Do you know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Dwight Schrute.
Like the dick version.
No, let's finish this. Let's
Okay.
see if there's anything, because I feel like they're going to come to the crescendo.
Comment below, Dwight Schrute.
But we're not allowed to go because we're too feminine and we'll delay men. That's an argument.
But I thought you wanted us to be equal.
That's a good reason why we shouldn't be equal, because we're different.
Thank you. But
Yeah, but
value, though.
Can you name why men and women are different then? Or why they should be different?
Why should they be different?
Yeah, you can't think of any reasons why they're the same, so why should they be different?
Why should they? I don't think they should be different either. I just think everybody should be treated equally, and I think anybody who wants to do whatever the bloody hell.
Should we
they
treat
want to
criminals
do-
equal to non-criminals? Well, I guess you don't want people to be treated equally.
Rewind it.
I just want everybody to be.
All
Want
right,
equal
we're
to
rewinding.
non-criminals?
Yeah.
Wants to do
Pay
whatever
attention,
the
guys.
the
Pay
bloody hell.
attention.
Should we
sorry,
treat
they want to
criminals
do.
equal to non-criminals?
Obviously not.
Well, I guess you don't want people to all be treated equally.
I just want everybody to be okay.
Should prisoners have guns?
All right, people who live a moral, people who live a moral life. There we go. Then
What is
should
morality?
be treated equally.
What's moral?
Called it.
Bloody hell you want it to be. Whatever you want.
Don't question in the name of equality. Don't female isn't it? I need to look the statistic up to get the number right, but don't female content creators make more money than male content creators?
Yes.
So do models.
On OnlyFans.
On OnlyFans.
Yes, we do. Yeah, probs.
Isaac, correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't we talking the other day that if me and you were two beautiful women, how much money we could make?
I mean, we could do it. It's just kind of expensive.
Exactly, and therefore we go in the hole.
Yeah, but I mean,
No pun intended.
at this part in our channel, I don't think we can afford that.
No, we can't. We're not to that extent.
Yeah,
yet.
well, we can
But
talk
no.
about it though.
Okay, I have to finish this. We only have 30 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys,
pull through.
Stick in
We
till
can-
the end.
we
I
can pull
guarantee
through
you, it's
together.
going to be worth it.
I am ready to
Let's go.
unleash.
So that's a inequality.
No, there's just more women on there.
No.
A man can.
I don't mean in
Per
totality.
capita.
I mean,
She's
yeah,
so
I
ignorant.
mean per person.
Because the clientele that go on to OnlyFans are after something.
So
after
you're
women.
advocating for inequity there.
No, not at all. Some men just don't want to have to do what they have to do to make money on OnlyFans, unfortunately. Because it's a male clientele, mostly on OnlyFans. A lot of women don't purchase.
Okay. That was a lot, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait. She just said that men don't do what is necessary to attract the clientele on OnlyFans.
The
So you're
clientele
telling
on
me-
OnlyFans
Hold
is
on,
middle
hold on.
aged to older men.
You're telling me that women taking off their clothes is as sexy as men taking off their clothes.
No. And there's just
It's
not a
even
clientele
close.
for it.
It's not even close.
They're not.
Because women and men are wired differently. Why do strip clubs predominantly have women
Well, as the performers.
as the performers?
Because
and
men-
who are the clientele?
Men.
Okay, why?
Because you're not going to have older women. I mean, there are ones for women to go in and be entertained, but men coming in is the reason why.
Yes, because women were designed to be beautiful. Men were not designed to be beautiful.
I mean, we can be attractive, but
we
we're
can be
not that
attractive, but
beautiful.
I'm not looking to be beautiful.
I know. Like we said, if we were women, dude, again, even if we did it all morally speaking,
You could
like
rub
if
me
we
down.
wanted-
You could rub me down in Crisco and bathe me in a bath of Epsom salt,
And you
would
will
nev-
disturb people.
And I will never be as hot as a woman that God made taking off her clothes, hopefully for her husband one day.
Amen.
But on this channel specifically, where we're going back to this video, that girl doesn't understand the difference between gender roles and in the value that each have. It's not that women are inferior to men. Men and women have different roles, and they're absolutely incredibly beautiful in their own way.
It would take a woman to train 10 years to become close to as strong as I could be in a month after never training.
Yeah.
The fact is I'm built stronger than most women. There are women that are stronger than me, but they are in the 1 out of 10,000 probably of women.
Yeah.
But I wish that Andrew Wilson had asked the girl this one simple thing. If you want to be equal in every single way, do you want me to treat you the way I treat guys? Because I keep coming back to this, that I have my boys, I have you, I have my buddy JP, who are like my close knit guys that we treat rough. I'm not going to open up the door for them in chivalry. Yeah, I mean, I might be like, hey,
please
man,
do.
go.
I'd love to see that.
But I'm not going to go to their front side of their door and open the door. I'm not going to treat men and women the same because women do not want to be treated the way I treat men.
Okay.
It's not that I treat men bad,
Hold on.
but there is chivalry.
Expectation versus reality, right? The expectation that a woman has of you opening the door is different than the reality of you opening another man's door.
They just don't want it to be as correct.
Right.
They don't want to be treated as coarsely as
Why?
we do men. Because they want to be loved. Women want emotional connection, even if we're not.
Now we're getting
even
to
if
it,
we're
baby.
not. Even if we're not interested in each other. I'm married. I'm taken. Sorry, women. He's not. Go after him.
Not yet.
Even if I go into a restaurant, right? If there's a woman behind me, I naturally think, hey, let all the women in. If there's like a guy behind me, every now and then I'll open the door just because I'm like, hey, I want to be respectful. But it's more like me just like, whatever. There is a certain way I treat women. I will treat a woman waiter.
A woman?
A woman.
A
woman.
woman?
I will treat a woman waiter differently than I'll treat a man waiter. There's
Why?
a certain way that
Why?
I will.
But dude, there's no difference.
I will
in
be
genders.
I'll be less
There's
demanding.
no difference in genders.
I know. I understand how they are emotionally triggered or tick. I will treat them with a different level of softness.
So TikTok,
whatever. Okay, we're ending this video. What do you guys think of this? This was extremely long. Yes, women don't get drafted. I'm sorry. If you want equality, that's the only thing you have to ask yourself. Do you want to go to the military?
Can I finish
If
with
not,
the tagline?
Go ahead.
If you want equality, get drafted. We are the Wilson brothers.
Love you guys.
See you
Don't
in the
forget
next
to
video.
subscribe. Peace.
Peace.